Okay, so this is the lesson that I'm going to discuss for this meeting, which is research abstract. So I know you're already familiar with this because I already discussed this last school year, and you already have experience writing research, qualitative type of research. So research abstract. So it is attached with the word information explosion. Why do you think so? I want to hear from you, Rans. Why is the term information explosion is being attached in research abstract?
Kay ang ano man sir, ang murag overview sa imong research paper is na naman tanan sa abstract.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to hear another one from kamay naman dito dire. From Reven.
Sir, yes sir. Ulit daw sir.
Why do you think the term information explosion is being attached with research abstract?
Siguro sir kay all the information na needed sa ana nakapaloob sa abstract sir kay ay sa paper kay di naa sa abstract.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, when you say information explosion, from the word itself, explosion, meaning bombarded. Although in this age, we are bombarded with a lot of information. We people are called as information consumers. Thus, it's very important that we need to be critical, we need to be um, analytical, evaluative when it comes to reading information, the information that we consume, especially in the age of social media. Now, you guys, uh, your users with social media, like for example, in Facebook, we encountered a lot of information, and most of the information that we encountered are not that really true or partly true lang siya. So it's very important that we need to uh, be critical when it comes to choosing the information that we want to consume. So say information explosion, we are bombarded with a lot of information nowadays. So it's the same in the world of research. The research world is facing information explosion. Okay, with several million of research papers being published every year. So if we're going to look at Google Scholar, ang daming research articles that you can find there. So there are also continuing announcements of new journals being launched, either online or hard copies or both types of delivery. So if that's the case, if we are bombarded with a lot of um, reading materials, research articles, many researchers have therefore to be highly selective in their reading, like often focusing on skimming abstracts and keywords. So in order for us to scrutinize the research articles that we'll be needing if we're going to conduct a research, we're just going to read the research abstract and the keywords if these articles can be useful sa research na gagawin natin. So research abstract is the summary of a research article that is written in the beginning of an academic paper. Okay. Research article is like the executive summary of all the contents in a research article, in thesis, dissertation, or any um, research-related papers. Yun siya. So even though abstract is the first content in a research article that you can see or you can read, but you can only write your research abstract after you have conducted your paper. You're done with from introduction up to summary, conclusions, and recommendations. Its main purpose is to help other researchers and readers make a decision in selecting the reading. So research abstract is very useful for researchers since it will give them the idea what's the research all about, what's the content of the paper that they're reading. So by reading the research abstract, we can evaluate, we can um, examine if that paper can be used for our research, for review of related literature and studies, or any purpose that um, that you need for this paper. Okay, the American National Standards Institute has defined abstract as an abbreviated, accurate representation of the contents of a document, preferably prepared by its authors for publication with it. So based on the definition according to the American National Standards Institute, we say research abstract abbreviated, meaning shortened. A lengthy paper is being shortened in research abstract. Accurate representation, meaning the necessary elements, the necessary details, information inside a research article is being condensed in research abstract. Meaning, even though shortened version siya, but still complete. Okay, research article abstract has received noticeable amount of attention as a result of the acceleration of the exchange of information in recent years. Okay, that's why meron ding studies na like genre analysis. Genre analysis is prominent in linguistic studies wherein this kind of study is being used in order to analyze yung moves ng writing research abstract. So that's why nagkakaroon siya ng ganun na aspect. It's because research abstract has been prominently used in writing research articles. And they want to find out what's the usual moves of the authors when they construct the abstract. According to Hawken, 2001, journal article abstracts have at least 4 distinguishable functions. Okay, ito yung functions according to Hawken. First is, they function as standalone mini text. It means that it gives the readers a short summary of the study's topic. It's like it provides the context, the methodology of research, yung research design, what's the main findings, what's the recommendations, so what's the result, ganun siya. So it gives the readers a short summary of the study. They function as screening devices. So it helps the readers to decide whether they wish to read the whole article or not. So by reading your research abstract, you can decide whether you continue reading deeper of the paper if you think that paper is helpful for your research. So you can give evaluation based on reading research abstract. They function as previews for readers intending to read the whole article. So when you read the research abstract, it will give you it's like a roadmap for their reading, meaning it will give you the idea what you're going to read in your paper. What are the contents that you can find in the paper. They provide indexing help for professional abstract writers and editors. So it's like a model or paradigm in writing other authors' abstract. So when you write a research abstract, you can look for examples from already existing research papers or published research articles that you can use as a paradigm for your research as an example. And they provide reviewers with an immediate oversight of the paper they have been asked to review. Okay, like for example, sa mga peer reviewers may utilize the research abstract that the research articles that they are reviewing. Like when you publish a paper kasi, aside from the panel dun sa publisher, meron ding tinatawag na peer reviewers, meaning, like for example, in the field of linguistics, the publishing company or sino ba yung institution, yung publisher, mag-hire yan sila ng uh, other researchers in your field na mag-review sa paper ninyo. Aside sa reviewer sa panel ng publishing institution or agency or ano ba. So research article moves. So these are the moves that you need to follow when it comes to writing research abstract. Ano siya? Standardized ito. Ito yung proposed by an expert sa linguistic field. Okay, first is the introduction or situating the research. Establishes the context of the paper and motivates the research. So in writing this first move to introduction, you need to put or indicate the background of your research or the context. Ano yung setting? I mean, you need to explain what's the very reason why you conducted the research. What prompted you to conduct the research? So you need to answer this question. What do you know about the topic? So you need to explain this one. What's the topic all about? Okay, for example, ito yung sa abstract sa paper. In spontaneous conversations, there are utterances and expressions that do not have convenient meanings. These words, referred as pragmatic markers or discourse particles, need to be supplemented using pragmatic interpretations. Pragmatic functions of discourse particles have become prominent subject of research studies in the field of linguistics. Thus, this study is interested to explore the pragmatic functions of one prominent pragmatic marker in Cebuano language, which is kuan. So, this is a specific example. I set the context or yung background why I conducted this study in the first place. Okay, next move or move to the purpose or presenting the research. Indicates purpose, outlines the aim behind the paper. So you need to indicate your objectives. What's your purpose in the first place why you conducted this paper? Yan siya. A specific objective. Ilagay nyo dito. So you need to answer this question. What is this study about? So yung first move, what's your topic? You need to contextualize your paper. And then the purpose. You need to answer what the study all about. Okay, limbawa, this study is aimed at describing the pragmatic functions of Cebuano Kuan in the conversations of local disc jockeys. It's AB Tambayan 1296, a radio program of ABS-7 Davao radio station. So that's my objective sa akong research. Then move 3, the method or describing the methodology. Provides information on design procedures, data analysis, etc. So you need to answer this implied question. How was it done? So in this specific part, you need to provide the process, the procedure. How did you conduct your research? So it's not necessary that you need to include all the information na makikita doon sa chapter 3 ninyo. Meron tayong ano lang, we just have to select what are the necessary elements that you need to include when it comes to writing the methodology. Hindi siya necessary na ilagay nyo yung statistical treatment, everything. Hindi na siya necessary. For example, the framework of the Nanking Sing was utilized to analyze pragmatic functions of Cebuano Kuan in the conversations of the participants. In this specific example, I just use the theoretical framework. Okay, next is the product or summarizing the results. Indicates results in the argument. Ito yung makikita sa chapter 4 ninyo. Yung results and discussion. So you need to answer the implied question, what was discovered? So ano yung resulta ng analysis ninyo based sa study ninyo? So you need to be specific lang. No need to include everything that you can that you indicated or you write in your chapter 4 sa results and discussion. Yung ano lang, summary lang. For example, after subjecting the analysis to expert validation, the study revealed that Cebuano Kuan functions as pause fillers, discourse markers, placeholders, pseudodeixes, reference, and repair in conversation. So, summarize lang siya. I just indicated what are the functions that I found in the corpora of my study. Okay, next is the conclusion or discussing the research. Okay, points to applications or wider implications and interpretation scope of paper. So what's the implication of your study? Ano yung ibig sabihin ng result sa study ninyo? Yung analysis. So you need to answer what's the implied question. Yung what do the findings mean? So after you analyze the result sa study ninyo, so anong ibig sabihin nun? What's the meaning or what's the interpretation of the analysis of your data, resulta sa data? Halimbawa, based on the findings, it is clear that these jockeys in the radio program Dix AB Tambayan 1296 used Cebuano Kuan in conversations primarily as a convenient word while they are grouping or searching for the words or phrases that the speakers wanted to imply or as an expression to reformulate clausal structure. So, since yung sa result, yung pinakamarami is pause fillers, so yung conclusion will be based on what's the most prominently used pragmatic function dun sa study. Later, we'll show you an example sa quantitative study. So, ito yung example. Ito yung naka-brown. Ito yung move 1 or yung introduction. Itong red one, this is the purpose or the objective of the study. Itong blue one, this is the methodology. Ito namang, ano siya ng color? Lavender. Itong lavender, ano siya? It's the product or results of the study. Itong green one, ito naman yung conclusion. So you also need to provide keywords sa study ninyo. Okay, keywords in research abstract. Keywords are words or phrases that you feel capture the most important aspects of your paper. Itong keywords ninyo, usually, these are the terms that you use in your research title. Okay, remember, your research title should give the readers the idea what's the research all about. Halimbawa, level of math anxiety and academic performance of grade 11 students. So based on your research title, may idea ka na dapat kung ano yung study all about. So it also reflects dun sa keywords ng research abstract like math anxiety, academic performance, mathematics. So ganun. The terms that you include in your research abstract are the ones that you prominently used in your research paper. Okay, to create yours, just think about the topics in your paper. What words would you enter into research box to find your paper? So, ito yung research abstract. Maragod siya ka ng hashtag. Okay, for example, sa social media, pag naay hashtags, mugawas dayon ang mga post that includes those hashtags. For example, nasaan ang Pangulo o manggawas din itong mga post na nakabutang, gigamit ang hashtag na nasa ng Pangulo. So the same principle in research abstract. When you include keywords, manggawas dayon tong research articles that use the words na kung sa tiyong gi-encode dito sa research box. Ano siya? In some databases, to provide comprehensive results, the keywords search option actually searches the article titles and abstracts along with these designated keywords. So as what I've mentioned earlier, so keywords are necessary para it's easier for you to sort out the research articles that have the same keywords na imuang pag-research nimo. Halimbawa sa Google Scholar, pag mag-research ka about math anxiety, manggawas dahil itong research articles na nagamit o math anxiety sa ilahang keywords. Okay, for example, if you've written a paper about the benefits of social media for people with anxiety, your keywords line might be as follows. Anxiety, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. Itong very specific itong Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat kasi these are yung most common na mga social media sites na ginagamit. Halimbawa, exploring pragmatic functions of Cebuano Kuan in conversations. Keywords, pragmatics, pragmatic markers, Cebuano Kuan, Philippines. Okay, because keywords are natural language words, keywords can include acronyms. Keywords for paper on using Wisconsin card sorting test with patients with obsessive compulsive disorder might look like this. Wisconsin card sorting test, WCST, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. So pag sa research abstract ninyo, pag taas kaayo ang night terminologies na tag-as, you can use initialism, yung initials lang. Like, halimbawa, Wisconsin card sorting test. You can use WCST para mas madali. Or we can use abbreviations. The publication manual does not place a limit on how many keywords you may use. However, to be most effective, keywords should be a concise summary of your paper's content. The recommended number of keywords are 3 to 5 keywords. So you need to choose which words that can snare the attention of your readers or can kung sa research engine pa kung sa tong makapaboost para mas dali makita ang inyong paper. And that's the end of our discussion. By the way, I'll show you an example sa kanang quantitative study na research abstract. Wait. What will my heart allow when wait. Example ito. The 21st century, wait lang, title. Sa title gani. So this is the personality traits and game design preferences of the gamers in Davao City. So ito yung introduction niya. In the 21st century, the influence of technology is rapidly increasing, and playing games is a top preference of those who are technologically inclined. With the expanding population of gamers, there's now massive demand for games. Many developers and designers are interested in developing games that may hook the gamers' interest. So ito yung introduction niya. Setting. Sorry. Kini. So next, this study is aimed at determining the influence of personality traits of the gamers in Davao City on their game design preference. So ito yung move 2, the purpose. So this is the move 3, yung methodology. The framework of Macro and Costa is utilized to identify the personality traits of the gamers. The study also utilized the framework of Unique, LeBlanc, and Zubik about mechanics, dynamics, and aesthetics framework to determine the game design preferences of the gamers. Then ito yung result ng study. The study revealed that there is a significant relationship between personality trait near to CSAM and the game design challenge, expression, submission, discover, and fellowship. So ano siya? Taas kini siya nga study. Kapoy, kuni study na kapoy jud ko og check. Taas kini siyang study. Pero summarize lang siya into one sentence. So you need to i-condense jud niyo siya maayo kung sa lang tong significant result sa study. So based on the findings, it is clear, ito na yung conclusion, move 5. Based on the findings, it is clear that emotional instability and other negative emotions of the gamers in Davao City can influence them to play online games, which allows them to strategize in high difficulty games, express and discover their skills, develop abilities, yield time, explore, interact, and build connection, and feel that they are part of the story. So, nag-focus sa nyo to CSAM o sa kini nga game design preferences. Kay mo may na-significant result. So, ito yung keywords nila. Personality traits, game design, preferences, gamers, Davao City. So you need to make sure na usually sa mga research publications, mga 200 words lang na ang ilahang kinahanglan. Lagi uban na mas mubo pa. Mas gamay pa sa 200 words. So do you have questions, clarifications about our discussion?
Sir.
None?
Answer.
Okay, I think that's it. Sa'yo pa. Okay, do you have concerns about your research? Wala.
Wala naman, sir.
Okay. I think that's it. That's a wrap. I'm going to end the conference na. Bye. Thank you very much for
Bye,
joining.
sir.
Bye.